make this bustier style top. I guess it's a bustier cage bra. You can even call it bondage. I don't know. I love it. This is super soft. This is big twist yarn. Got it from Joann's. Not expensive. It's a textile yarn. Here it is. 32% polyamide. Let me get closer. And 68% cotton. 108 yards. So it's really nice. It is a number 5 bulky. I just recently happened upon it this summer and I love it. So I'm going to show you an item that I've sold in my Etsy shop a few times. I have had to deactivate it because the pandemic, there were problems with supply. And sometimes I don't feel like making stuff, which is why I'm sharing it with you so you all can make them yourselves. And I really, really, really love this top. I am ordering tomorrow a larger dress form because I can't wear anything on this sizing. The majority of my orders are this sizing. I've only had a couple of extra large plus size orders, and I am extra large plus size. But a lot of people that wear these more showy, skimpier, for lack of a better term, order these type of tops. I believe that fashion is for everyone and macrame is for everyone, and wearing what is little or is most clothing as you'd like to, it doesn't matter the body type. So I am certainly going to be making myself one soon. So let's get started. I have cut these 10 of these for the one side. It's about 70 inches. It's actually more than 70 inches, but really you only need 70 inches. I'm going to have to cut some of the remnants off. So 70 inches if you're going to be making a medium. As you can see, this is set here to 36 and a half. And the other sides are set, well, the sides are set to 38 and a half. So it's a medium really. A B cup. You could even, I'm guessing, you may be able to get a C in there, but I would say AB. So now I made a modification to what you're going to see in the picture in a moment up top of the original one that I sell. I can't remember what I call this one. You'll see the name of it because I name all of my items. This modification is not what I typically had done. I was trying to make a buttonhole or it to toggle over, and I couldn't remember how I did it. And then I was just like had a shot of inspiration. So I am going to make a new, I'm going to make a new design, and it's going to be asymmetrical. It's going to cut across here, and it's going to drape down, and I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but these will be longer. I cut these because they run even, but it's going to be elongated. This doesn't matter for what I'm showing you right now. It doesn't matter at all. I'm going to show you how to do the front, and then the next part 2 will show you how the back is done, or I may be able to fit them both in the same one. The problem with putting everything into the same exact YouTube upload is that it takes a very long time for things to upload here where I'm at. I'm not sure if it's because I'm in kind of a rural area, although it's not really rural anymore. It's just the AT&T internet service is terrible. And even with me being on my AT&T phone service as well. Actually, it's Spectrum. Spectrum's terrible. Yes, I will stand by that. But I can't upload a full tutorial, so you have to come back for part 2. And usually I've been making the part 2s a few days and uploading them right after I post part 1. It's within a week. Here is the back. I'm just going to go ahead and show you the right side, which if you've seen any of my Pinterest, you can actually slide these over and it won't mess with the knotting. So that you can put it on and have it fit custom to your body style. Your body shape rather. So just want to show you that really quickly. So right now this is, let's see. So this is about, I didn't bring my measure down here. I'll put it in the notes though. About 24 inches. So you do need T-pins for this. You don't necessarily need a form that does all of this. You can just get a regular form. that you can get on eBay, and they're not expensive. They're not as expensive as you would believe. So you missed the pause there. I had to set this up better. So I have, let me show you. This is about 24 inches, 2 feet. Pull this down, and it's coming from the back. I don't even have it tethered on yet to the front. It will tether on the back. And then I'm going to simply drape 10 of these that are measuring for you 70 inches for a medium over here, and make sure that they're flat. The big twist style of yarn, or tarn, I like to call it tarn because it's not necessarily wool. And sometimes you can just get some t-shirt yarn. So you can use t-shirt yarn. I like to use, Fox yarn is good as well. They have some good products available. So you're going to drape it and want to make sure that there's more in the front than in the back of the 70 inches, okay, of the yarn. So now I'm going to do a reverse Lark's head knot. And I have a T-pin ready to go up here. So it's evening out with the other side, okay? I'm going to mirror what's happening on the other side that I already did in advance. So here's the reverse, where it looks like a V in front instead of a horizontal bar going across. Now I'm going to go back here because I'm going to be working on this. I need this to be tethered in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and tether this main one that's basically traversing the front to the back. That's the first one. So number one, if you're numbering things. So hold on. Let me scoot this over so you can see better. All right, so go under. We're doing diagonal double hitches, or actually horizontal because we're going across the plateau. So over and then over again, which I've shown that in the Macrame Beach Top tutorial that has quite a few views. So pull this down so that it matches up with this side. Okay, you really could just go like this. Use my notes that I'm writing down so I can have the pattern ready for you. And then we need for this to not move around a lot, okay? So, got that tethered. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take both of these and we're gonna start diagonal, moving to the right, half hitches down, okay? So, this one's number one, this is number two. I'll show you how I do it. I put 2 fingers in when I'm doing them on an item, clothing item. It's usually just one when I'm using regular rope. All right, then the next one. Now, this is going slowly for me right now. It will go more quickly for you, probably because I'm trying to film and look into the camera as I do this because I want to make sure that you can see what I am doing. And I haven't perfected my setup yet. I'm working on it, y'all. Just be patient. I hope you'll come back, and I hope you'll subscribe. I will be doing more than just macrame tutorials on here. I'll be doing some crochet and infrequently some knit tutorials. I have some craft tutorials. I'll show you how to make this beautiful wall decor juju style hat that I have hanging up in front of me that I believe I showed you before. I have a bunch of tutorials in the hopper. And now that I know that I can work during the night while my son is resting for a couple hours, I will be pumping them out. So almost done. We got 3 left. Got to make sure that I'm still pulling down and pulling this down to the right as I work so that it's even. I love the feel of this big twist yarn. It's so soft on my hands. I love it. I'm very responsive to textures of things, I suppose. Okay, and then the last one, so this would be number 10 for a medium. Now you can add a couple more if you are a medium C cup. I would say if you're a C cup, add I would add 3 more, and a D cup add 6 more, and so on and so forth. It's just a matter of how much room you need to cover the bust. All right, so I'll push those over. They look pretty even if you see. So now we're gonna go in the other direction with this 24-inch Lark's head knotted on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that we are leveled to the other side. So let me rotate her, go across. I really should have like I want to make sure it falls in the same spot, just under the shoulder. Okay, so we're good to go. Let me move these down, make sure they're all tight. Don't want them too bunched up there. Now, I'm going to go the opposite. So I'm going to stick my finger through and then over to change direction, pull, and then I'm going over again with my finger through, like you were pointing at something with your index finger, okay? So that makes a nice V, top of a V. Now I'm gonna move my T-pin, which I usually only use about 4 for this particular one. And I'm gonna put it there so it keeps my shape as I work the rest, and it keeps it from pulling too much. So that was the first one. Now we're gonna move along, go back down descending order. On and on. I really sometimes really love making macrame clothing. And not many people do it. It takes a lot of patience and skill, and I feel like I can be so creative with it. And maybe you will too. Maybe you'll start riffing on it. I have a sweater in the works for winter. It's going to take quite a bit of time, but I just need to be more patient. I mean, take knitting and crocheting, anything takes quite a bit of time. So I don't know why I expect macrame to be like some kind of quick fix for me. So I've got half of one sleeve ready for it. I'm going to show it to y'all. I'm already written up the pattern for the sleeve part. But I need to get more of the same kind of yarn I was using, and it's out of season right now. So you see how that's forming? Let me go ahead and move along, and you'll see it's sped up at this point. All right, so I'm at the end of this. I'm going to have to take this loose, so I can just simply pull it out. That's a future design, and I want to show you the current design. So, and do this last one on here. Gosh, this lighting is really working out for me. I can't believe it's so late and I got this rigged up finally right. It's the hardest thing about shooting these videos is moving the camera. If you've seen Bo Burnham's inside, which I think is absolutely amazing, you will totally understand how you have to keep going back to the camera, making sure the positioning is right so that people can see you, and it's a whole shebang, so to speak. So now we have this done. Now what we're going to do next to make this curvature and to follow it along in like a webbing type design, looks like fingers like that, grasping, holding the breast, if you will. I have to get a couple more pieces. Actually, let's see how many. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 3 more pieces, and I have them separated instead of doing both of them into the tethering. Add this on. It's 18.5 inches to the right beside a kiss up against this. Reverse Lark's head, which we use a lot. And then I'm going to move my T-pin to here because I want it always close to the area that I'm working from, the bar that rope that I'm working from. So this is going to go across the bust like up here. And then the other one's going to be lower by about, you know, as you can see here, it gets wider, about 2 fingers. All right, so let's go ahead and start to knot here. And again, it's diagonal, double half hitch. And so we're going to go right across the upper of the part of the bust line. If you have a longer torso, you will need for that particular piece to be about 2 inches longer, so about 20.5. So, and I would just say if you have a longer torso in general, add 2 inches onto the 70 inches of the 10 pieces that I mentioned before. If you have a shorter torso, decrease by 2 inches, okay? It's all about making things work for you and customizing to your body for the best fit and for you to look your best, really. And you can be like, people will be like, hey, where did you get that? And you're like, I made it myself. And they'll be like, really? People are blown away when I wear something that I made myself. It blows their mind because they know that, hey, I decided to make something instead of playing Toon Blast for the millionth time on my phone or watching something on television. But I really feel a lot of my spare time anymore with Toon Blast. And usually I would be asleep right now, but I am in menopause, and for some reason I have so much insomnia now, and I sleep during the day and I am up at night. So I might as well make it productive, right? Now, so move this down a little bit, and then I'm on the last one. So you're kind of seeing in real time how this is forming. So next I am going, and I'm not going to keep showing you like the whole process because you got the gist. Y'all smart ladies if you're watching this, and guys, and them, because I believe in all genders, non-binary. Next up is we can go down a little bit more, but you kind of kiss up against it, the first one. I use my thumb really to have things kind of close and tight. Now, if you look at this, let me zoom in. These are a little bit loose. I was talking too much, and so all you do is to pull underneath and just tighten it a little bit. I got to talking and videoing, so you just try to evenly tighten. You pull the one side and then pull under, and it kind of tightens it up. Okay, there. And then you pull down. Okay. And if you really mess up, you just pull it all out. It's very simple to do. So let's go on. T-pins, you can get them at Dollar General store now if you have those around you. Or obviously at like Joann's or Michael's. So I'm working my way down. Okay. So basically what happens is as you go down, you kind of go out like that, a V shape, and make it get wider as you go down, and it's tauter at the top. Now let me show you. I made a mistake here. It's not as good as I would like for it to be. So I'm going to redo and then stick my finger through there and go like this. Make it tighter and cleaner. Because we don't want sloppy things. Even though we're making it ourselves, it doesn't mean that it can't be awesome and well done. As I start sweating a lot. All right, I'm going to zoom back out. Okay, now you'll probably fast forward this part. So I'm just going to go do the same exact thing, down to the right, down and to the right. Diagonal double half hitches. Bro. Let me fix this. That looks janky, don't it? All right, there it is. I fixed it. Make it more spider webby. So one thing I forgot to do, and I can do it now though, just so that it gives the curvature around the bust press, is this goes over here. So you pull this that is traversing along here. Make sure, yeah. You pull it over here, across. Hold on. As this thing moves away from me. And you do put a T-pin in is what I'm doing at the bottom. I have a T-pin in so it's crossed. It just makes the shaping proper. Make sure these are pulled and flat. Okay, so next I am going to add on another length, which I said was 16.5. Add 2 inches if you have a longer torso. Take away 2 inches if you have a shorter torso or you're petite. All right, so you see how the spider web is forming. Now, I am going to do the same exact thing that I did before. I'm going to be a little bit further away. It's not going to exactly kiss up against. So the first piece of the 2 that were reverse lark head knotted on, I'm going to go do more diagonal half hitches, which is kind of turning into vertical half hitches because it's kind of starting to go straight up and down or parallel. And I'm just going to go on down here quickly, and I'll see you at the end of this row. I'm done with that row. I'm going to zoom in and show you how beautiful it is looking. Gosh, you know what else I like about this big twist? It has a nice shine gleam to it that other t-shirt yarns or this type style of yarns, but there aren't a whole lot of them, don't have with the textile yarns. A lot of the textile yarns are just cut off, so they're recycled, which I think is great, obviously, for the planet. I'm definitely that type of person. I'm definitely down with Greta Thunberg, or I can't remember her name actually, the young lady who really got people talking about climate change, the teenager, but I don't think she's a teenager now. But anyhow, so it's recyclable, it's sustainable. This is considered slow fashion, which I love. So enough about that. Let's go ahead and do the next one. It's going to kind of almost go exactly down, okay? So vertical. So if you look over here, 2, and then we're going to have 2 more. But let's go ahead and finish this. So same thing, same principle as the other 2. And I'll meet you at the very end of this row. All right, so that one's done. That column, that row's done. Looking great. So I'm going to hang on the last one that we're going to need to do to shape this. It is 16.5. Once again, add 2 inches for a longer torso or a taller person. And add 2 inches if you are petite or you have a shorter torso. So, as you can see over here, this one's slightly to the, what side is that? Slightly to the right. So this one's going to be up and down vertical. They're almost vertical now. Okay, I'll see you at the end of this row if you are working on them as I am going along, or if you're just following this video and you got all your materials and you're ready to go. That column is finished. And now we are on the last column. See how it looks on the side there? A real quick thing with this technique, when you are doing up and down vertical double half hitch, you need to pull up as you go, and then this one pulls down. So go around, over, under, and then as you pull like that, okay? It kind of has to pull up, and that'll give you the vertical more so setup. So we're on the last home stretch. It is really not taking that long for me to do this. I didn't realize that once I remember how to do this pattern, because I don't make it all the time, how quickly this goes along. And I'm videoing, so I'm just like, holy crap, I could pump these out if I wanted to. If I got like a wholesale order, which I've done wholesale before. But it's just so stressful to do a wholesale order, given that it's just me who does these patterns. But now all of you can do the patterns yourself and be empowered.